joy of God. The joy of God uplifts me, and all is well. The strength of God, the strength of God renews me, and all is well. The beauty of God inspires me, the peace of God comes alive as me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. The beauty of God inspires me, the peace of God comes alive as me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. There.
Hello? Victoria, you are muted.
Okay, we've lit the divine light candle, and I invite you to say our opening invocation together with me. Taking a deep breath into your heart. There is only one power and one presence active in the universe and in my life. God the good, omnipotence. And so it is. Thank you. All right, Katja, would you be willing to read your beautiful Ode to Lady Liberty? And oh, take yourself off mute.
Oh, am I on mute?
Oh no, you're fine now.
Okay, great. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land, here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be breathed free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Our Lady, Lady of Liberty, ancient and eternal Libertas. These words are inscribed at the foundation of your statue, your physical representation in this land. They are engraven in our hearts and in the heart of democracy itself. We invoke your healing presence, your promise of solace and sanctuary, of all peoples living as one beyond your shores. Turn your steadfast gaze on our future, near and far, and let us see with your clarity, your compassionate wisdom. Hold high your torch so that its rays illumine our hearts and spirits and bring love and welcome to all the dark places in this country where fear and blindness reside. By your shining example, let us walk in your ways and hold high our own torches, proclaiming our dedication to your ideals of personal and collective freedom. Inspire us to live our lives in active compassion and welcome. Help us to always extend the promise of your unconditional inclusion to people everywhere and from every land, for all those here in this country and the parts of ourselves and places in our hearts where we do not yet experience this fully. Let each of us stand as a presence of radiant love, true to the pathway of justice for which your flames have never wavered. Your very name carries with it a promise, liber, from an ancient word for free, meaning belonging to the people. The loosed chains at your feet remind us that tyranny is broken by our will and actions. The 7 rays of your crown, which represent the 7 continents and the 7 seas, show us that our choices reach beyond our national borders, that we can lift up others by becoming living examples of your power and grace. Lady Liberty, watch over especially the presidential inauguration on January 20th, that it reflect the best of us as a country, as communities, and as a people. Spread your protective robe across this land, our land, the Capitol, the White House, their staff, their workers, appointed and elected leaders whose service represents the precious gems of our very way of life, and all who stand to protect them, and each person adding their sacred voice by supporting a peaceful transition of power. Let your flame of freedom burn especially bright this day and each day between now and then, that every heart may be awake to your guidance and inspiration. Lady Liberty, lead us into a future of unity, of healing, of hope, as you have long stood, helping us remember that we have within us the power to realize all the dreams you embody and inspire. Hail, Goddess of Freedom. Hail to the enlightener of the world. Hail and be with us, Lady Liberty.
Just breathing that in. Feeling those words echoing within us. Together we stand in agreement with this intention. With many other groups that also are gathering this weekend to do a similar thing. Thank you. All right, so before we settle in our intention, our prayerful intention circle, I wanted to open it up to, I think, Pat Venema was, are you here?
I am.
Oh, you are. Okay, wonderful. Let me spotlight you. Oh, you're on. You're on here twice.
Yeah, get the one that has the video.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. Hi. Yeah, thank you. I just love that poem. I am so inspired by thinking about personifying that idea of liberty and justice as this goddess of liberty that we see in the New York Harbor, and to keep that vision that she was set there for, to welcome the tired and the poor and the huddled masses yearning to breathe free. So that is really what has built this country. And for us to think that only one race is privileged to enjoy that liberty is just just not even in any kind of agreement with what America has been all about. So I am proud to be part of this fellowship right now. Thank you. I came across something totally unrelated to this, but then it, of course, is very related to this. I came across this while studying for a different course that I'm preparing to teach. And it's a Charles Fillmore quote that is as convoluted as Charles Fillmore is, and then adapted a bit by Paul Hasselbeck. And this comes out of Keep It True Lent. And I'm going to adapt it even more. So listen to the ancient words of a minister of 100 years ago. We can all understand that a creation which involves complex relations must be governed by laws and orderly acts. Those who get the right conception of the creative source and adjust their minds to its wisdom and purity and power and love and completeness, and adjust our minds to that as the true spiritual self of every individual, are rewarded by a serene peace and confidence in the final supremacy of justice and righteousness. As I always do with Charles, I just got to go, okay, let's untangle that, So I came at it backwards, and in the very last line, he's saying, this is a way for us to feel serene peace and confidence in that justice will reign supreme in the end. How can we feel that? We can know that the true spiritual self of every individual is wisdom, is purity, is power, is love, is completeness. And that's our true spiritual self. And then he says, those who can visualize these absolute principles of being, knowing that in the completeness of time and evolution, all the foolishness and corruption and brokenness, which is the opposite of wisdom and purity and completeness, all of that stuff is relative and it will fade away. And in the final end, justice is going to win. And so with that knowledge of that absolute, the good wisdom, the good justice, the good purity, power, and love, that's going to reign. In that knowledge, we can feel a deep peace. So it's our work to hold that vision of God, the good omnipotence, being the only power and presence in the universe, as we say every Sunday. So I'll end with this, turning this whole idea into a affirmative statement, and you can hold that in silence for a few moments and let it sink in. My true spiritual self is wisdom, purity, power, love, and completeness, and so much more. I claim and put a demand on these absolute principles of my beingness. I overcome the relative appearance of foolishness, corruption, and brokenness. I hold to this understanding and experience serene peace and confidence. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's take this, all that we have heard and felt and experienced together, into this intention circle where we are connected together in this one intention of peace and liberty and fulfillment of the original promise, and seeing our nation healing and moving through this period with lessons learned, awarenesses awakened, and a new era of peace, of caring for one another, of humanity. So will you join me in that intention, in an intention circle? So we'll be sitting in the silence for 10 minutes and just allowing ourselves to feel that, allowing that energy to vibrate within our being, to feel it radiating out from us, connecting us with each other and with all of the people who are, as I said, there's many groups right now this weekend who are gathering together to pray and meditate and send energy. So we gather together with them and send it out to our nation and to the world. All right, so let's just start by settling back wherever you are in your seat and taking some nice deep cleansing breaths. Close your eyes or gaze softly down, and feeling that breath begin to relax your body. Releasing any anxiety, any tension, any expectation with the out breath. Also releasing any mind chatter and allowing your awareness to center in your heart center. Feeling that presence of the divine at your center. And here we will remain in the silence for the next 10 minutes together. And as we begin to bring this intention circle to a close, we give thanks for the awareness that this one breath of life that is within us is within every being. And that this breath of life is peace, is love. And it's in every human being, every American. And we affirm and know and visualize every single person, even those that may have disagreed or may have had the intention of doing destruction or harm. We affirm that their hearts are awakening as we pour this energy out, that they feel that their hearts are opening to love. We see and hold that this whole experience for the next few days is indeed surrounded by the divine protective arms as we move into a glorious new era, peacefully, joyously. Thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Taking a deep breath, begin to bring your awareness back, feeling the gratitude for this experience together. When you're ready, open your eyes, stretch a little bit. And I'll turn it over one more time to Mark and Katja.
We'll be right with you here. We're just moving our phone back from our meditation cushions to where we can see the music. Here we go. Great.
So this is the Gayatri mantra, and it's invokes the 7 lokas, the full rainbow of divine light, and also invokes the presence and assistance of all the beings who have hung out in that light and explored that light and work with that light. So just kind of more of the same here. And somewhere down here, there we go. And then we'll take it home after that. This particular arrangement of the Gayatri mantra was by Bernie Heidemann, who lives out in Colorado. Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Aha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tat Saviturvarenyam, Om Tat Saviturvarenyam, Bhargo Devasya Om Tat Savitur Varenyam. Om Tat Savitur Varenyam. Bargo Devasya Dhimahi. Bargo Devasya Dhimahi. Dhiyo Prachodayat. Dhiyo Om Buddha, Om Swaha, Om Om Janaha, Om Tamaha, Om Satya, little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the world, all around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Ain't gonna let nobody wolf it out. Ain't gonna let nobody wolf it out. Oh, I'm gonna let it shine. I ain't gonna let nobody wolf it out. Oh, I'm gonna let it shine. Ain't gonna let nobody wolf it out. No, I'm gonna let it shine. this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
All right. Thank you, guys. Woohoo.
Ew, that's fun.
Woohoo. Thank you so much. Perfect. Okay. So I just want to open it up for anybody to share any insights, any positive energy that you want to share, positive thoughts or prayers for this time. I'll open it up for anyone who wants to. Just go ahead and unmute yourself. Say a few words. Don't all jump at once. Oh, here we are. Tim, all right.
Well, I may have said this in like our post-service call on Sunday, but there's a Washington Post article out there. There's a group of veterans who they're called Continue to Serve, and they have been like showing up at Black Lives Matters demonstrations and acting as kind of a mediator or a conduit of peace between police and demonstrators. After this thing happened on Wednesday, with the ratification of the election, the riot and all that, the mall was kind of trashed by the crowd. Stickers were put up on poles and just, it was a mess. So this group got out there and cleaned it up. The veterans, and that's really wonderful. So
Oh, does my heart good to hear that.
Yeah.
And I think that's so good to focus on. There's so many people with love in their hearts, who want to serve, who really want to make a difference. And,
Yep.
the news doesn't focus on that. They focus on everything else. And, we have to pay attention to all of it. But, let's focus on people like you just mentioned. Thank you. Yeah.
Continue to serve. Yeah.
That's right. Thank you. Mary, did you want to say something? Oh, I thought you were. All right. Lorraine, are you here?
Yeah, I am. Just, during the quiet time, I just felt so much light and just had these images of this light descending upon, the DC, but all the state capitals, just as Katya read in the poem. I just had this sense of this divine light protection just covering like this blanket, and it was very peaceful and beautiful feeling. So may it be so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. That's it. You can all visualize that for sure.
Yeah, and I like the way Victoria said, but joining in consciousness with so many other groups with similar intentions right now. It's all joining together since there is no time in the quantum realm, or however you look at that. So.
I think it's important to know that the majority of us, the majority of Americans, of people, want peace, want a peaceful transfer, and have love in their hearts. That's the majority. It's just such a small minority that are confused. So with that majority of loving, peaceful people, we have a lot to look forward to in the future, I think.
You know, this brings to mind Mark Malachi, when he was minister, maybe Pat and Mark remember that he often said in a prayer for the service, and especially was gearing it toward the Middle East, but it could be now or anything, but I see whatever, those who would do harm, laying down their arms and hugging each other. And it was a beautiful image anyway.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
That's a great image to have in mind. Anybody else have a thought to share? Or what they experience in the meditation or by listening to Katya's poem? And thank you, by the way, Katya. She, you know, I don't know if you knew that she had adjusted it a little bit for the current situation, because she wrote it and read it specifically for the election. And when did we get together? The end of October, beginning of November. Mm-hmm.
End of October, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you, Katya. That's so amazing. You're so gifted. Thanks for sharing it with us all.
Thank you to Lady Liberty, and may she be with us beyond this.
Amen.
Yes. Right.
As she is.
Yeah, I think it's already a done deal. It's just the timing, you know, the new era, new earth, and all of that.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Okay, well, if one more chance to put it out there, anybody else would like to share anything?
I just ask if anybody's watching the recording that their energy is equally with us and joining, as we mentioned, since time is not that important a factor. So no, it's we're all in this together.
That's right. Yeah, thank you. And by the way, the idea to do this, I just want to mention, came from Sandra's meditation. It was birthed in Sandra's meditation. She said that she had this insight that, you know, she came out of meditation to do this again, and it was birthed from that. So thank you, Sandra, for having that, paying attention to that and acting on it.
Very nice. Thank you, Katya and Mark.
Thank you. Hope you heard us okay. We're just on a little phone.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
It worked.
Good.
Very nice.
Thank you all.
And thank you, Pat,
Meditating.
for sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, Pat and Victoria, your words were absolutely perfect and beautiful. Thank you for leading us forward in that space.
Yes.
All right. Thank you all for being here and sharing your energy and your prayers and your love. And multiply the consciousness.
Yes.
Go out and multiply the consciousness.
Yes, it is. It's multiplying.
Will there be a recording of this out there?
Yes, I'm recording it, so I will have Debbie send it out.
Okay, I'll show it to Mary. I'll make it light of it to Mary Angela. So yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. All right. Peace and blessings. See you tomorrow. We have lots of fun to do tomorrow.
Blessings all.
Blessings. Bye-bye.
All right.